Why wait to earn the degree you deserve? You have the experience, you have the knowledge. Now's the time to get the credit for the work you've done and earn the recognition you deserve by starting your comeback at Purdue Global. It's time to earn a degree you'll be proud of, a degree that employers will respect. It's never too late. Never too late to come back stronger and move forward in your career. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu. Purdue's online university for working adults.
This episode is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. It's a special thing to be a member of Navy Federal because they are a member-owned, not-for-profit credit union that invests in its members with amazing rates and low fees. That's why members could earn and save more every year. Plus, they serve all branches of the armed forces, veterans, and their families. So if you're interested in becoming a member, learn more at NavyFederal.org. At Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Episode 319, Tips to Stop Shopping on Amazon.
Welcome to the Frugal Friends podcast, where you'll learn to save money, embrace simplicity, and live a richer life. Here are your hosts, Jen and Jill.
Welcome to the Frugal Friends podcast. My name is Jen.
My name is Jill.
And we are doing a listener request, but also kind of a personal interest piece on how do we lessen our reliance on the big A, JeffBezos.com, Amazon.
How do we do it? I don't know. I don't think you should ever say the big A again.
No? Oh, sorry. But it's that towing that line between how do we shop responsibly, be conscious consumers, and then still not sacrifice a lot of the convenience that Amazon has provided for us. It's, I don't believe to be evil, but it is something we don't want to become reliant on just mindlessly. So let's check, reset, and be intentional with our purchases on Amazon. And that's what this episode is here for.
Yes, I'm here for it too. We're all here.
Thanks,
here we
Jill.
are. Yep.
Thanks. Something else we're here for is the sponsor of this episode is brought to you by the Friend Letter. So we are always looking for the best ways to help you save money and spend better. If you follow me, Jen, or the Frugal Friends Instagram, you know we have been teasing something that we are really excited about. And we've been asking you guys to vote to help us shape it. So this is the result of your votes. Drum roll, please. It's called the Friend Letter, and it is our reimagined and redesigned newsletter. So we already have a super high open rate for our email. You guys seem to like it, but we know the value that email is, and so we want to make it even better. So we are redesigning it, reimagining it, and basically, every week you're going to get the lowdown on where you can get free food, free promotions, possibly find free events in your area. We are going to give you a weekly money-saving challenge. So tips to save on one part of your budget with a challenge to do something about it. And then also a mind hack or life hack that will help you practice values-based spending. And so it's 3 emails a week. Those are the 3 emails, and it is all for free. So our hope is that when you're in your inbox and you have the option of clicking like a store's marketing email, ours is going to be right there above it or below it. And you can click our email instead. So you know you'll be saving money instead of being tempted to spend it. So you can head to frugalfriendspodcast.com/friendletter, all one word, friend letter, to save your inbox and save more money in just 5 minutes a day.
I'm beyond excited about this. I really do think this is the best idea we've had yet. And it only took us a little over 5 years to get here.
Right.
But if you want free and you want all of the tips, I mean, the podcast is great, but this email, man, like you're going to know the days and the weeks of all of the free stuff. Like, when is Free Slurpee Day? I don't know. I didn't even know that that was a thing. And now you do. And now you're going to know when the day is. You don't have to do your own research. We're here being your friends, writing you a letter, telling you about it. So there's no downside to this. And we're just going to be pumping them out 3 times a week.
Like when your friend texts you, like, oh my gosh, I got this freebie here. You have to stop by here and get it. That's what the friend letter is. It's a text in email form. So we're going back before there were text messages, where there were just emails from friends telling you about how you can have free fun like every week and how you can like do a life hack to save money or control your spending. It is like that.
And all of this is going to help you stop shopping at the Big A or other online retailers. But if you also want other tips on this area of spending and how to reduce or spend better, we've got episode 279, which is tips to avoid impulse spending. That one gets all of us. It gets the best of us. You all are the best, but I know we out here impulse spending every once in a while. So that one's going to help us understand a little bit more about why we do it and how to stop doing it. And we've also got episode 215, which is creativity over consumerism with Miranda Anderson. That was one of my personal faves as an interview. I thought she had a really cool creative perspective on how we engage with products and even ways to reduce, reuse, recycle. So check that one out, but also stay with us right now as we talk about tips to stop shopping on the big retailers. Mainly Amazon.
You're going to tell me not to call it the Big A, but
and then I'm secretly falling in love with it.
That's the only thing you're going to call it from now on, the Big A. So in our headlines today, we're going to first talk about cutting back shopping on Amazon. And then our second one is going to be alternatives. And this is not going, so Amazon sells 1,000,001 products. That's not like a number I read. I just made that up, but probably more. So it's not going to cover or solve every problem that we have with turning to Amazon. This is just something to spark your imagination to start getting creative with choosing, just checking out other options before immediately running to Amazon. That's kind of when we give maybe options for solutions, the mindset is always try it out, go there first, go to the better option for your wallet, better option for the environment, whatever, and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, like within a couple hours, days, weeks, whatever time frame you have, then you go to the mainstream big box sort of solution. We're not here to like villainize those. They serve a legitimate purpose. So these articles are kind of to help you get creative first.
Yeah. And I appreciate what you're describing, Jen, because I think that there's multiple reasons that people would come to this desire of wanting to reduce their shopping, their online shopping, or particularly with the big retailers like Amazon, because of one, impulse spending. So that's something, because the internet is accessible nearly everywhere. And so the ability to just one-click buy is quite tempting and could lead to a lot of unnecessary things and possessions on our doorstep. But then also for these other reasons of sustainability, and even if you've got a desire to buy local or to reduce, reuse, recycle, certainly these big box stores can be the antithesis of that. So wherever you find yourself as your reason for cutting back, hopefully there's a tip here, but I think some tips address one reason more than another. So wherever you find yourself, let's talk about it. But this first article comes from Go and talks about 6 ways to cut back your online shopping at Amazon and other retailers. They give some kind of staggering numbers at the beginning of how much online shopping Americans do. It was about 1 $8.03 trillion in online shopping in 2022. So we doing it. We out here. We're doing it. So the first tip on here is to really, if we want to cut back, we want to know where we're starting. And that is by assessing how much you're spending. So I think sometimes we can imagine we've got a big problem with something, but then maybe come to find out, oh, but I'm not actually shopping here all that often, or it is a big problem, or maybe even bigger than you thought, but at least get your bearings, lay the foundation for what is it that I'm spending here and to what degree do I want to cut back? Because if it's all just arbitrary, we're not actually going to see the fruits of our labor or know how to go about this. So take a look at your transactions. We would recommend over the last 90 days, how much online shopping are you doing? And how much of it is at these kind of big retailers? How much have you spent on Amazon? Let's get there first. That's going to be your first step.
Yeah. And knowing that this article says that Amazon Prime members spend between $51 and $100 a month on Amazon. And 23% of Prime members spend more than $100 a month on the site. So that's in addition to the yearly $139 it costs to be a Prime member. So sometimes, like, you are paying for a lot of things when you're paying for a Prime membership. It's not just the free shipping, but knowing that it can lead to increased spending just because of, I don't know, maybe a sunk cost. Like, I'm already paying for Prime, I might as well buy more from Amazon sort of mindset.
Yeah.
So the second tip on here is to leave it in the cart. And this is one that I use because I do not have Amazon Prime. Well, actually say that I'm actually accidentally on a 30-day free trial of Amazon Prime right now.
Accidentally.
So I had to buy something for bathroom renovation and I needed it here in a day. So Amazon was offering me a free trial and I took it because I really needed that thing fast. And they'll offer me free trials of Prime, like it seems like once a year. And, but so, yeah, I'm on Prime right now, but I've never paid for it. So I use this leave it in the cart until I get to $25 in my cart method all the time just for that. But they're saying also it gives you like a 48-hour rule so that you can, if you want something, put it in the cart, wait a couple days, come back, and if you still want it, then maybe then you can get it. I would say there's definitely some hard work to be done in those 48 hours because sometimes I think I've done this and I can come back and be like, oh, yay, I waited 48 hours. I can reward myself with this thing that I didn't buy immediately. So we don't want to do that.
And I can buy something else to treat myself.
Right. To get to the $25. Yeah. So don't do that to yourself. But yes, leaving it in the cart, giving yourself that 48 hours can be a useful tool to block impulse spending.
Mm-hmm. And on the same train of impulse spending, this next tip is talking about how we can block shopping sites. I imagine this means you could just block any site that you would want to block. But for example, if you use Firefox to browse the web, you could use something called Leech Block. If you use Chrome, you can use an extension called Stay Focused. I'm sure there's others out there as well, but you can tell them specific sites that you don't want to be able to have access to. So it's just another barrier to keep you from going on some of these sites that you know you may be more prone to spend money that you don't actually want to spend. And these are really training tools to hopefully get us to the point where we don't need kind of like this parent over us telling us, no, don't do that, but to just interrupt that initial trigger where we just find ourselves on these sites and we're scrolling. It interrupts that. And so this could be a really great tool if you're in a debt payoff plan and you're really going hard at that and you really want to kind of eliminate all of these temptations, this could be something good. Not necessarily something I would recommend long term. I think these are great tools for a short amount of time when we are having a specific goal, but I don't think we always need or want to have our hands tied behind our backs, but to understand our impulsiveness more, to understand our spending habits more, and eventually get to that point where we don't need an external resource keeping us from it. But this could be a really great beginning step to keep us from these sites we know we are most prone to spend at.
Yeah, because if you want to buy something, you're going to turn the extension off. It's not difficult to do. So these aren't fail safes. They're more like if you are prone to kind of just like mindless scrolling or just habitual heading to Amazon, then this can be something that kind of like stops you. It's a pattern interrupt almost. That's all it is. But obviously, if you're destined and determined to buy something on a site, this isn't going to stop you. So yeah, for sure, a short-term kind of pattern interrupt tool. Next is to delete saved payment info. Again, not a fail-safe, but just a pattern interrupt. It's kind of like if you want it bad enough, will you get out of your chair and go get your card? For a lot of us who keep our cards on our phone, it's not as good of a pattern interrupt because these extensions for Chrome and Firefox, you can also get them on your as an app on your phone as well. I'm not sure what they're all called, but you can look for kind of stay focused type apps for your phone. But yeah, this is just a pattern interrupt. I would recommend the shopping blockers, apps and sites probably more than this.
And another kind of pattern interrupt is unsubscribe from retailer emails. You've heard us say this in the past. Really, it's kind of decluttering. What are these retail sites that you just don't need to be receiving emails from anymore? Or what are the ones that are really tempting to be? And I know there are some who will even send text messages when you maybe made a purchase and then ended up signing up and giving your phone number. So not only are they in our emails now, a lot of them are in our text messages, which is even more at the forefront for those of us who are kind of glued to our phones. And so clearing all of that clutter, literally hitting that unsubscribe button to keep those emails from finding their way into your inbox so that it's not this top of mind thing constantly as you go through your email. And instead, because we always know we have to replace habits with other things, replace those emails with the friend letter. frugalfriendspodcast.com/friend letter.
Yes.
And unsubscribe from the other emails and only get the good, juicy goods.
Mm-hmm. And I love Unroll Me, that rolls up all of your subscriptions, like the ones that you do want to keep, can roll those up into one daily email so that you only see them if you open that email. It's not just like you're heading in your email and you just inevitably see them by accident. So Unroll Me and the friend letter. Make your inbox a safe space. Yeah. Make it a safe space. And then the last one on this one, do some cleaning. One way to stop the urge to add to what you have is to go through what you already own. I loved this because I wouldn't have thought of that, but it does make so much sense. And we say it all the time with decluttering, like you own what you need. You own it. You already own it. And so you can stop the urge to add to it if you go through what you own. Not even doing decluttering if you don't want to, just going through it and maybe like organizing. So if there's a storage closet or a junk drawer or something, and you're tempted to kind of go shopping on Amazon, impulse spending, put the phone down, put the laptop down, and go to one of your drawers, like if you have a hot sauce drawer like me, and just declutter it, organize it, clean your little hot sauce bottles, and yeah, do that instead. You'll cut down on the clutter in your home, and you can be reminded of other things you've purchased that you haven't used and say, I am no different now than I was the day I bought this. So it kind of puts things into perspective.
If your hands need something to do, fold the laundry. If you're Jen,
that's a
play
horrible
solitaire.
suggestion.
I love folding the laundry while I'm watching TV because it is a chore you can do sitting down. Not many chores give you such a benefit. Folding the laundry,
This is
though,
true.
that is a sit down, watch TV chore.
Yeah, I would rather fold laundry than do dishes. So I'll give you that one.
Yeah, but if you just want to be on your phone and you don't want to be shopping, play solitaire. Or clean up your pictures. Go through your pictures.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Delete all your
Declutter.
screenshots that you took for some reason.
Yeah. Which they actually put those in a separate folder from all your other pictures. So you can literally just go to the screenshot folder and just start deleting things. Yeah.
No. Where?
Yeah.
You're going to have to tell me that later. This is good. I'm getting tips.
Folders.
I'm getting tips.
Okay. All right. We're learning.
Okay.
AI might be the most important new computer technology ever. It's storming every industry, and literally billions of dollars are being invested. So buckle up. The problem is that AI needs a lot of speed and processing power. So how do you compete without costs spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. OCI has 4 to 8 times the bandwidth of other clouds, offers one consistent price instead of variable regional pricing. And of course, nobody does data better than Oracle. So now you can train your AI models at twice the speed and less than half the cost of other clouds. If you want to do more and spend less, like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic, take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/strategic. That's oracle.com/strategic. oracle.com/strategic.
We know New Year's resolutions often don't stick. In fact, on average, they last around 30 days. So if saving money is on your 2024 resolution list, here's a foolproof way to stick to yours.
Switch your phone provider to Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for $15 a month.
For those of you paying close to $40 a month for just one phone line, this means a savings of $300 over the course of the year. We especially like Mint because all plans come with unlimited talk and text and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/frugal. That's mintmobile.com/frugal. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/frugal. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Let's continue learning with our second article from Green Citizen on the 20 best online thrift stores. Find the best secondhand deals online. So instead of giving you another big box alternative like Walmart, Target, which again, not evil, definitely serve a purpose. I have shopped online at all of those places. I get all of my groceries online at Walmart, but we want to introduce you to some online secondhand stores that you may have forgotten or may not be acquainted with that you could check out first before heading straight to Amazon. What did you think of these options? We're not going to go through all 20.
No, God, no.
Yeah. But what do you think, Jill?
So, great article. I'd recommend you go online to this article to learn what all of them are, because there were so many that I did not know of, but most of them are clothing sites. So just be aware of that. We will highlight the ones that aren't, because I know that those can be harder to find. Lots of people out here selling clothing, which is great because we love buying clothing. We love buying used, pre-owned, gently gently worn clothing. So that's great. And the first one that stood out to me, I did not know about, is called Beyond Retro. It is a UK-based online thrift store, but they specialize in everything retro vintage clothing. So that represents the 60s all the way up to the 90s, which is great for all of us because we all love nostalgia, and all of those decades are back, really. I mean, you can dress 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, and you are in, which is, it's a great day to be alive. And if there's a particular decade that you really align with, you like wearing clothing from that time period, or you like clothing that looks like it's from that time period, you could actually get it and it be thrifted. It'd be kind of giving it new life. So I like this one. I also like that they have a 14-day return window. That's what always concerns me about thrift stores or consignment shops. It can feel, many do have policies that once you buy it, that's it. So I like that policy, especially when purchasing online, because we can never be quite sure, is it going to work for me? Is it going to fit? So I thought that was a really nice return window if you don't end up liking it when it comes to your door.
Yeah, there's a lot of international options on here. So if you're Europe-based or Canada-based, this article has a lot for you as well. So it's a lot of clothing on here. So I'm going to pick as my first one, shopgoodwill.com, because they have, obviously it's Goodwill. They have things other than clothing. So it's Goodwill, like what you are familiar with. So I'm seeing jewelry, musical instruments, shoes, all kinds of things. You can get collectibles, art, electronics, school things, games, and clothing. So if you are looking for something that you would be happy to get at Goodwill, but you can't make a run to Goodwill, I would stop here first. Well, I'd stop here second. My next one is actually going to be my first pick. But Jill,
Nice. Yes.
Your
My next pick is Patagonia Worn Wear. I like this for multiple reasons. I do really like Patagonia. The only Patagonia I own is from the thrift store or a hand-me-down from a friend, but I like the brand. I like their efforts towards sustainability. Their products are really good and long-lasting, but I also really like this one because I find that I will spend more on some of these staple pieces of clothing or before a trip. So Patagonia is outdoor gear. So this is where you're going to find your hiking, your cold weather attire. And that is often where I find I will spend the most. Usually I'm okay with that, but if I can reduce the cost and still get a level of quality, that's fantastic. And so even if you're from a warmer climate state and you're going on a trip and you need good hiking boots or a new winter coat or your first winter coat ever, I love this idea of thrifting it, but still getting a really quality product. And so Patagonia Worn Wear is gently worn, maybe even refurbished, specifically Patagonia brand products. And so it is run by Patagonia themselves. People will send back their old things. Patagonia will refurbish them and sell them at a steep discount. So if there is a particular outdoorsy attire that you are in need of, love this option first. And you can find some really great stuff. They also have a program where you can send in your old, if you happen to already own Patagonia stuff and you kind of want to exchange it, you can send in Patagonia stuff, get credits to be able to spend at their store, or you can just shop Patagonia Worn Wear and get the things that you need that have been gently used at a discount. So love this one.
Yeah, a lot of quality brands do this. And we always promote quality over quantity. If you're spending more to buy something quality, you will spend less in the long term. But that high price tag can be a deterrent for a lot of people. So if there is something that you want, searching for something like Patagonia worn wear or refurbished fill in the blank brand, you can usually find the brands like it's going to typically be a separate website than their main website because they don't really want to push their refurbished stuff as much. You may be able to find it like at the bottom of a website in the footer or something, but search for the brand like Yeti. Yeti does this with their coolers. You can get refurbished Yeti coolers, all kinds of things. And it's that good in between of if you don't want to get it thrifted or used, but you also want to save a little bit of money off of brand new, this is that really good middle point. So I would say just kind of if you're thinking of a good quality brand, search that brand with maybe refurbished and see if you can find that company's program like this one. The next one for me is not actually on the list. I am adding it to the list because I think it should be here, but it's eBay. You can get new and used stuff on eBay, and it is typically less expensive than Amazon and is just as reliable. eBay has been around for so long, and I always have good experiences. We have sold on eBay, purchased on eBay, and I try to stick to used items on eBay, but I've definitely gotten new things on there too. But I will always check eBay first. If there's something I know I want, I'll search it. I'll find it on eBay first. If it's not exactly what I want, then I will go to Amazon. But more often than not, eBay will have it. And you just have to double check to make sure that the shipping charge does not make it more expensive than Amazon. That's kind of the most common problem I have, is that I'll see that it's cheaper on eBay, but with shipping, it's the same price or whatever. And then I just check the return policy. So yeah, but I always have a really good experience buying on eBay.
Yeah, you've done really well with eBay. It has inspired me, not to the point of action, but it is in my mind more now to think, oh, well, I wonder if I could sell this on eBay or, purchase on eBay. I know Eric has in the past.
Well, people think about
he's
getting
used it
scammed.
for like auto parts and boat parts, like those types of things where it's not glamorous, it's not something sexy that you're looking for, but yet to buy it new is so expensive that there are people parting out appliances, parts of motors that eBay is really excellent for.
Yeah, and people think of getting scammed on eBay, but I have never been scammed on eBay, knock on wood, but I was recently scammed on Amazon.
What?
I purchased, yes,
the big A?
It was the main, the big A,
The big A did you dirty?
I mean, it wasn't the big A. It was a sub, like 80% of retailers on Amazon are not Amazon. They're small, business owners.
Right.
Or bots. And so this was a bot that posted something that was tagged on a main listing. So it was for a baby carrier that had like 30,000 reviews. And I didn't really care about the color, so I just picked the least expensive one, and it ended up being from this seller that was not real. So it said that it had shipped the baby carrier to me and that I should have received it, but I never did. And I kept emailing with them being like, please resend it. It's not here. And looked at their reviews finally, and it had like 3 reviews, and they were all 1 star saying they did the same thing. So Amazon gave me my money back as a credit, which I did, use to buy a baby carrier, the same one, from actually like a shipped by Amazon. So that, it's on Amazon too. So eBay and sellers on eBay have been around a lot longer, and so it's much easier to identify good sellers on eBay than it is to identify bad sellers on Amazon.
Nothing safe. But that's a benefit, though, of this big online store, is that they will make it right then.
Yes.
Sometimes you run into these smaller things, smaller shops, and it doesn't go well, and there's no guarantee. So there's trade-offs.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, the last one I'm going to choose on here is another one I've not heard of before, but sounds interesting. They hooked me in the description. It's called Omnia. It is, as this article describes, a Brooklyn, New York-based boutique and online thrift store that has made a name for itself by handpicking modern romantic clothing specifically chosen for metropolitan women. Now, I'm not entirely sure what a metropolitan woman is, but it intrigues me. And so
I would like a shirt that says metropolitan woman.
Yeah, doesn't matter the style.
And that's what I got from that. I don't know what it means.
Me that. Yeah. They sell dresses to jumpsuits, jewelry, shoes, belts. They've got sales where you can find things for under $50. And then it sounds like they even will partition things out per category, maybe for the year, if you're trying to find something for a specific holiday to wear. There you go. There's also a ton of options on this list that I didn't highlight because it doesn't appeal to me. But if you are a person who loves luxury brands or name brands, I don't know, like Prada, is that one? There's tons of online retailers selling gently used luxury brand bags and clothing. So most of the ones on this list are that. So if that interests you, check out this article, which is linked in our show notes.
Yeah. And we are not really like luxury brand people, but we are quality brand people.
And sometimes they're not the same thing.
And no, they are not. So I will give my last one is Poshmark. So Poshmark is kind of like eBay for fashion, but you can also find some other things there. I have, when searching for types of like particular items, I will see that the item, because it's so particular, is posted both in Poshmark and eBay. Same seller, less expensive on eBay. So like even with shipping and everything, just because they know their market on Poshmark. Yeah. But that's not always the case. So I love Poshmark again, because it's like user generated. It's not big box. You're usually like, feel like you're helping other people. It's like other, girlies doing a closet clean out and they want to make a few bucks. They want to declutter and you are helping them with that. Obviously, don't buy something just to like help somebody you don't know. In this case, this may not be this
because sometimes they're just girlies out here flipping stuff that they found at a thrift store and making a job off of it, which is totally fine. But
it's awesome, yes,
it's not just them decluttering.
Right. This is, you're going for something specific. And yeah, I love Poshmark for that. It's going to be less expensive than like your ThreadUps or swap.com. But yeah, you can find those quality. You can find the luxury too. Those obviously are on there, but you're going to be able to find more of the quality brands that are not necessarily luxury on Poshmark. So again, if you're looking, like for a black dress for a date night, before you go straight to Amazon, try one of these other places real quick, look at what they have, spend 10 minutes checking out alternatives before you go straight to the big A.
And you know what's a big B? That is really unspecific, but free. The Bill of the Week.
That's right. It's time for the best minute of your entire week. Maybe a baby was born and his name is William. Maybe you paid off your mortgage. Maybe your car died and you're happy to not have to pay that bill anymore. Duck bills, Buffalo Bills, Bill Clinton. This is the Bill of the Week.
Hi, Jen and Jill. My name is Elena. I live in Virginia. And my Bill of the Week actually covers next couple of decades. Today, I closed on my first house. I moved to the States almost 7 years ago, and 4.5 years in, I got divorced and walked out with practically nothing. And here I am, 2.5 years later, buying my first home. And I'm so excited about that. Also, today is February 22nd. February 21st, I turned 29, and I think it's the best gift I could possibly give myself for the last year of my 20s. All right. Thank you, Jen and Jill. Thank you for your podcast and the energy you give us, your listeners, every day. And I'm looking forward to hear the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness.
Alina, thank you.
I am so proud of you, girl. Just 2.5 years to go through that and to be at owning your own home and to just still be in your 20s doing all of this. Girl, thank you.
What big moves. How exciting. You went through quite a big experience and transition and loss and overwhelm and then turned your situation around. I'm sure that wasn't easily accomplished. I'm sure it took lots of hard work, but what a feat to be closing on your own house, to know that you accomplished this on your own.
Yes.
And you did it before turning 30. I mean, who knows what's going to come in your 30s? Probably good things. That's what we're hoping for you. Thanks for sharing this amazing bill. We're celebrating with you. If you all listening have accomplished some really incredible things, even in the midst of some difficulty and suffering, or if you just are a person named Bill, we got to have a Bill
seriously,
listener.
If your name is Bill, we'll jump you to the front of the list. Like you see, you obviously now know we are always 6 months behind on these bills. We play every single one of them. If your name is Bill, specifically Bill Curtis, we will jump you to the front of the list.
Or Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Either one of those.
Visit frugalfriendspodcast.com/Bill. Leave us a bill. A big B. That's what we're looking for.
A big B.
We all agree that reducing carbon emissions is a good thing. And once again, Toyota is leading the way. We hear a lot about fully electric vehicles, and Toyota has them, with more on the way. But we also know a BEV is not for everyone, whether it's because of cost, range, or concern about finding a charging station when your battery gets low. You start freaking out. Plus, the raw materials used to manufacture batteries are limited. Enter Beyond Zero, Toyota's vision for a carbon-neutral future in vehicles and in manufacturing plants too. In the years ahead, the materials used to make just one long-range battery for an EV could be used to make batteries for 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 gas-electric hybrids. That's why Toyota's position today is electrified, diversified, empowering you to choose how to reduce your own carbon footprint with the vehicle that's right for you, a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or a battery EV. So shop, learn more, and get details at toyota.com/beyondzero. Toyota, let's go places.
It's never too late. Never too late to earn a degree. Never too late for a comeback. Between your busy career and taking care of a family, it can feel like there's never a good time to go back to school. But your time is now. Time to start your comeback with Purdue Global. As Purdue's online university for working adults, Purdue Global is dedicated to supporting adults like you who know it's time to earn the recognition you deserve. You have the experience, you have the knowledge, it's time to get credit for the work you've done. You can balance work, family, and everything in between while earning your degree. It's time to move forward in your career, for your family and for yourself, with a degree you're proud of, a degree that employers will recognize and respect. You're worth this investment in yourself to earn a degree you deserve. It's never too late. Never too late to go back to school and come back stronger with an education you can trust. Now is the time for your comeback. Start yours today at purdueglobal.edu.
And now it's time for the
Lightning
round. Choo, 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 choo. The big LR. Everything's big today. It's huge.
I regret my decisions
I don't.
made this morning.
It has turned into a stunner.
I love it. Okay, so most recent Amazon purchase, because just because we're trying to buy less on Amazon doesn't mean we don't shop on it. And again, I did accidentally. I forgot to say the accident on that. I just said that I signed up for it. So the thing is that I didn't actually need the thing. Travis told me I needed it, so I bought it. And then 10 seconds later, as soon as I made the purchase, he's like, just kidding, that's the wrong thing. And so I canceled it. And now I still have the Amazon Prime.
Okay. Well, just don't forget to cancel that before it starts charging you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Jill, what's your most recent Amazon purchase?
A children's book. You know me.
Nobody is surprised.
No one's surprised. For a friend's baby shower, we were giving books, like some of our favorite books, in lieu of a card, which is great for me because I don't like cards. I think they're pointless, especially purchasing. I mean, I'll write you a note, but it's not going to be on a $3.49 card. I think that's ludicrous. I think it's the biggest
boycott
waste of
greeting
money.
cards.
I just think it's
boycott
so silly.
greeting cards.
Yeah. So instead of doing that, which is all just going to get thrown away, and all of them are just going to say, congratulations. You're going to be great parents. Can't wait to watch you. Instead of that, it's children's book. And then we write a little note to the child, and that's that. So it was an out-of-state baby shower. So Amazon was convenient in that situation to be able to send the book to the location where the baby shower is going to happen, because I had limited packing space to buy it from a bookstore and bring it with me. So that was the reason for going that route. But I don't shop on Amazon much, to be honest. Eric does, but I don't.
Yeah. I definitely loved having Amazon for my baby registry. It was very convenient for that reason. And that's fantastic.
And it is convenient in renovations, like you've already mentioned. I think sometimes, Amazon will have things that you can't even find at a Lowe's or Home Depot, or options for lighting and faucets and different things that you just can't find, especially depending on your location. Not all of us have lighting outlets and plumbing outlets within a 10-mile radius. And so having these options available is really nice, usually at a pretty inexpensive price. So
yes, agreed. You remember at my baby shower, I don't remember if it was you or someone else was like, should I write down what everybody's given you so you can write thank you cards? And I'm like, I am about to have a child, and I'm not going to have time to write thank you cards.
I loved that. You set a boundary. That was excellent, and everyone accepted it. I mean, who cares whether or not they accepted it, but you spoke it out to the entire crowd and set your boundary, and I loved that.
That's not what I said to the entire crowd. What I said was, I love you all, and I appreciate you just coming, and I'm so blessed by your gifts. And that's my thank you to you. That's what I said. Something to that extent.
And we
essentially
all
insinuating.
Yeah, someone didn't need
not writing it down.
Someone didn't need to write it down so that they weren't present in the moment, being able to enjoy conversation. You weren't pressured with writing notes, and people weren't filled with anxiety waiting for your note to come in the mail. They all knew what to expect.
Filled with anxiety throwing it away or recycling it.
Exactly.
Because that's what I do with cards, is if I can recycle it, I recycle it. If I can't, I just throw it away.
Yeah, I don't
There are
keep
very
them.
few cards that I keep, and they are from Travis's grandparents who are 100 years old.
Much to our mother's chagrin, we do not keep cards.
Yes. Yeah. My mom, okay, we'll tell you, we'll talk about this later. So I'm not going to use this plumbing apparatus that I had to cancel 10 seconds after I purchased. That's not going to be mine. My most recent actual Amazon purchase was a dining bench. Wow. So we had our table that we got on Facebook Marketplace that Travis loves and I tolerate. And we have 4 chairs, and we wanted to get a bench so that we'd have more seating, because we're always pulling the office chair in whenever we have, more than just 4 people. So finally got a dining bench, essentially a dining bench because little butts can sit. You can sit more than 2 on it. because they're children. Not saying
Little A's can sit
adults.
there.
Little A's. Oh, wow. Yeah. And so that's for them. And then the adults can have the chairs. So, yes, that was my last Amazon purchase.
Wow.
And I'm happy with it.
Well done. We're on the lookout for a dining bench too, but hoping to find it at a thrift store or on Facebook Marketplace. We're holding out. It's been 6 months. We've been looking for a dining table, like just a table just to eat at. We don't have that. We sit on our couch, and stools to sit at our island. We don't have any of that. We either stand or we sit on the couch. But you know what?
Yeah,
It's worked.
I wanted to go Facebook Marketplace because typically I get all my furniture there because it is just leaps and bounds better than anything you can buy online nowadays. And I just couldn't. But this bench was a very sturdy, solid wood bench. It's just unfinished, so I can stain it the same color as the table.
Nice.
So, and it just happened to be on Amazon. I wasn't even looking for it on Amazon, but this is where it happened to be.
That's cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks everyone for listening. We hope you found some tips here to either interrupt your impulse spending or find alternative ways to get what you need. We really, what we enjoy is reading all of your kind reviews. We especially liked this one. This one comes from Merly Melcy, which is fun to say. And it says, "Love you guys. You've made topics I thought I could never understand accessible. You've made frugality, personal finance, and investing feel attainable. I enjoy you two so much. I love the banter and the thoughtfully given information. I can't say enough good things about this podcast. You have completely inspired me to take control of my finances, ... And Jill's possessed voice saying, "Lightning round," is a highlight for every episode. You got it twice in this episode. Thanks to Merly Melcy. Thank you for clearly pouring out so much love and care into this podcast. Whoa, that was a lot to read. My heart is so full. Thank you for that kind
My heart
review.
is exploded.
Yes.
And you have literally made Jill's 5 years.
The next 5 years, we'll be running off of that compliment.
She will be. Oh my gosh. The possessed voice. That's it. Yeah. It is a highlight of your day. And it's a toleration of mine. So I'm just kidding. I love it. I love it. So thank you for listening, Merly Melcy, and thanks all of you for listening. And whether you leave a review or not, we hope that you feel like you can understand and access more of this stuff that has seemingly been gatekept, especially from women and the middle class. So if you did enjoy this show, if you do enjoy Jill's possessed voice, we would love for you to take a minute and leave a rating and review. It helps potential new listeners know what our show is all about. And if they don't like possession, then they're probably not going to like the lightning round. And we don't want them to waste their time with us if we're not their thing.
If they're more about exorcism, then
if they're not into metropolitan women, then we don't, we want them to find their thing. Yeah.
Getting rid of the big A.
Yeah. So it help other people know what they're getting into.
Be a help.
Yes.
Or just sign up for the friend letter. See you next time.
Frugal Friends is produced by Eric Sirianni.
Okay. Did you want to say more about your mom? Is this a safe space?
Okay. What were we talking about when I brought that up?
Well, I said, much to our mother's chagrin, that we don't keep cards.
Oh, okay. Here it is. So, and you were there at my baby shower. You hosted my baby shower, so you know this story. But my mom had Kai pick out a card for me for my baby shower. And she just let him pick out any card he wanted. So I didn't know this. And I am opening cards, and maybe this is a good time to get a greeting card in this story. I will tell the story forever, but I'm opening, happy baby shower, yay baby, oh so cute. And then I open this one, it says, sorry for your loss. No. And I'm like, what?
I don't know where I was for this part.
Or maybe it wasn't sorry for your loss, but it was like, no, it was like a goodbye card. Okay, it had a cute puppy on it, and it said, like, we'll miss you. That's what it was. I was like, they would not put a cute puppy on a sorry for your loss card.
We'll miss you.
So there was a cute puppy, and it was like, we will miss you. And I'm like, what? Where am I going? And I open it up, and Kai has written his name in it. And it said something, like, oh, we're really going to miss you. Something like that. And I'm like, what? Why is my son saying goodbye to me? And I'm reading this card in front of everyone. And I'm so confused. But it was when it finally clicked and my mom was like, oh yeah, he would not get a baby shower card for you. This was the card he was going to get for you. So maybe that if you're forced to get a card for somebody, if they're going to read it in front of people, like a bridal shower or a baby shower, that's the time to get a card that just says something completely random and throws them completely off.
That's so amazing.
Because that was funny.
That was actually, that was good. That was a good mom story.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Good mom, grandmom story. I will also get, because I do like writing notes to people, and I will give thank you cards for various reasons. But thrift stores have cards, and sometimes the best cards, like the most random, insane images on them.
They are
Some of these
good,
vintage cards are like, what is happening here? And you can not only send a thank you, but you can send some humor with it too, because who really cares? Again, it's going to end up in the bin, recycling bin, trash bin, some sort of bin. And if you can send something that is reused, inexpensive, and brings joy from a thrift store, I love it.
Yes. Even if that card has somebody else's name in it, like Love Mom or Love Miriam.
Yes, 1984.
Sending a used card where you just like cross out their name and put yours.
Yes. Actually, oh my gosh, that you're saying this. My grandmother used to do that.
No.
She would send me the same birthday card year over year. This was like when we lived close by to one another. And she would take back the card knowing that this is just going to get thrown away otherwise. So she would take it back and keep writing the date in the upper left-hand corner that she would send it to me. There's one birthday card that I got like 4 years in a row. I'm like,
oh
yeah.
My gosh.
And I call her Gimba. Yeah, Gimba, you grew up in the Great Depression. You know this is just a holder for the $5 you're going to give me. So
yes.
I applauded it. I knew just what to do. She never licked the envelope so that she could reuse the envelope, put the card in there. And then I knew to give it right back to her. And she'd write the date on it again. So I know that I got that card for like 4 or 5
God
years
bless
in a
Gimba.
row. Yes.
God bless Gimba. I love her.
She is like savage and gritty.
Let's normalize no cards or reusing cards that other people have used.
Just take it right back from them and hold on to it for next year.
I love that idea.
Yes. Okay. Well, see ya.
With the best all-inclusive vacation deals to Mexico and the Caribbean, booking your getaway with Cheap Caribbean Vacations means you have more freedom to do your deal. Whether you want to enjoy snorkeling, endless margaritas and more, or simply soak up the sun and sand in a tropical paradise, Cheap Caribbean Vacations has your deal for that. Plan and book the exact getaway you want at exactly the right price for you by using our exclusive budget Beach Finder, or find a featured all-inclusive package and do your deal at cheapcaribbean.com.
Bring home Napoleon.
Destiny has brought me here.
The action epic from acclaimed director Ridley Scott.
What is your name?
Napoleon. You're the greatest leader in the history of the world.
Witness the rise
You are nothing without me.
of the legend. Starring Academy Award winner Joaquin Phoenix and Vanessa Kirby.
I'm the first to admit when I make a mistake. I simply never do.
Napoleon. Buy or rent on digital now. Rated R.